Hi guys, welcome to Super Dave with Super Dave. This is Super Dave, and hope you guys are doing great. So much beautiful flow, so much beautiful things happening today and everywhere, really. Not just here in Best Life, but in the ethers and all these beautiful places. Hi Jen. Um, Today I'm talking about aligning and then, because well, I think it's better that I show you as opposed to tell you. This is how long my hair is now. Now, what does that have to do with aligning and then? Well, I'm very delighted to let you guys know that for the first time in over 6 years, I'm going to a barber. Now, typically I would go to a just like a stylist or a salon, and I decided around last week that I would align with going to a barber, and then. And what I mean by that is that I'd be remiss to say that I wasn't a little bit nervous. Why? I don't know. I have no idea. It's a human stream of consciousness. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any logical sense to be nervous around an expert who cuts my hair. But I did. I did have my trepidations. So instead of trying to force myself or get out of my comfort zone or all these goofy things that have to do with alignment, because they don't have anything to do with alignment, I allowed myself to just relax and to flow and to, in essence, align, to calibrate with what would feel just a little bit better. And by doing that, I allowed myself to flow forward into oh, such a better space. And so, yeah, I got a barber appointment here on Thursday at 4. Did I say tomorrow? I meant to say Thursday. I wanted to do tomorrow. I was. See. Here's how I knew I was aligned. I was wanting to do it tomorrow, but there was no space tomorrow. There was no open availability tomorrow. So the soonest they could get me in was Thursday. That's alignment. That's this beautiful understanding of being able to align and then, and it's coming from our real life experiences. So, yeah. So hi Jen, hi Rosemary. Happy that you're here. Um, so let's expand on this a little bit. It really is about aligning with what you're going to do and then calibrating with what you want, your desires, and then, you know, and even though people go, well, that seems like such a silly example with hair, you got to realize in life, we have the opportunity and the freedom and the choice to do this with everything, with business, with money, with relationships, with um, our own personal self worth, with new awarenesses that we're having in the moment, with health, with everything. We get to decide to align and then calibrate and then get happy and then feel good and then. And so, same thing with me. It was like, get a haircut? No, it was align and then get a haircut, right? Align and then do some research on this. Align with my desire and then align with my desire. And like, this is not my preference. You see how long this is? This is some long hair. This is the long. My hair hasn't been this long, you guys, since I was in high school. Since I was a freshman in high school. Yeah. So, and it's all perfect and all wonderful because, it's given me such beautiful clarity on what I am desiring. And I'm really looking forward to it because I want to get a haircut that's maybe different than what I have. And now that it's long enough, there's lots to do with it potentially. So, maybe get some new products for my hair. But it's something that I'm aligning with for myself. And the reason I bring this out is oftentimes we'll say teachers, we'll say instructors, we'll say just giant influencers, whatever you want to call it, maybe sometimes come across as like they don't have things that they're calibrating in their own life. It's not true. They all do. They may not express it. They may not even share it. There is a lot of goofy human streams of consciousness, which is, yeah, but you shouldn't share what you're working on. That makes you look weak. Consider that's another human stream of consciousness. So the reason I want to share this with you is this is something that I've really, in my own life, have been aligning with gently, week after week, beautifully. And yeah, now I'm really looking forward to getting my hair cut on Thursday from a barber. Oh, and here's the other thing. I had a kind of a goofy idea like, but it has to be a guy barber. And then I kind of realized, if a girl's a barber, that means she's probably got just as much training as a guy, and women have been cutting my hair for years. So And the last time I did go to a barber, it was a woman. So I had to kind of calibrate with that too. So yeah, I have a hair appointment with a girl named Allie on Thursday. But yeah, you can feel and flow forward on anything and everything. And so yeah, I don't know if you guys want to add anything to that or any expansions on that or any awarenesses on that, but that was a beautiful thing that just happened for me today. So got my appointment all made Thursday. Looking forward to getting it. But there's so many things in our life that we can calibrate forward with, and I think one of the key things with this is, and I've said this before in Facebook Lives as well, but be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. With my example with my hair, I didn't go, okay, but you know what? I'm sick and tired of this, and I just need to get a haircut, so I better just grin and bear it and just do it. Get it done. Go to Great Clips. Just do what you've always done. Because that didn't feel good, right? That didn't feel good, and it felt like I was pushing. So I didn't want to push. I wanted to just acknowledge that that was a push. I wanted to acknowledge, like, yeah, no, that doesn't feel good. It feels better to calibrate with this, and I even knew, trusting with my own inner being and guidance, that when it feels right to get a haircut, I'll know because of my feelings, not because I need something in the universe to hit me over the head to go, yep, it's time to get a haircut, not because my hair looks this long. I have a hat, and I even have a gift card to Nordstrom's, and so I was thinking of maybe getting some more hats. But it just lined up. I had just calibrated forward with all of it. I had just allowed myself to go, it's time. It feels good. This feels right. And again, I wasn't like, overly exuberant. I wasn't like trying to force myself or goose up my vibration and be like, I am ready to get the haircut of a lifetime. And can you guys hear how silly that sounds? Because it is. It sounds funny. Because it is. I just calibrated gently. I just allowed myself to align with what feels good, and then just enjoyed the motion forward, and knowing that everything in this beautiful universe is in this motion forward. So I saw a couple comments, a couple more people here. Hi, Espen. Jen's saying, when thoughts or beliefs come that don't match your desire, acknowledge it, and then calibrate to it, or calibrate it to come into alignment with your desire, with who you really are. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did. I just calibrated. I just calibrated my desire to have, a hairstyle that I liked. Um, Perfect. And here's the other thing about this too. I didn't focus on what I didn't like. I wasn't like, oh yeah, but look at my sideburns, and oh, but look at the hair coming out of my ears, and oh, look how long it is, and it's just so no. And I'm just using that as an example because this is a very good, perfect, real life example I could have done. I didn't do that. I didn't put my focus on that. I thought, okay, but focusing on that doesn't feel good. What would feel better? For the time being, wearing a hat. That's what feels better. And it felt so good to just go, oh, and this is perfect. It doesn't mean I have to stop my life, right? There's a change, but I don't have to like go and stop doing Facebook Lives with you guys. I don't have to stop doing my daily videos. I don't have to stop driving with Lyft. I'm just temporarily wearing a hat, And here's what's funny. Even when my hair was short, sometimes I would still wear my hat. I like hats. So it's this understanding of just calibrating in the moment, and in essence, just delighting in all of it. Really, really delighting in all of it and how it all works. Yeah, but it really is align and then calibrate and then feel good and then, feel joy and then. Um, there's lots of different ways you could say it. Feel your own clarity and then. Um, Find your feeling, and then yeah, there's been a lot of talk of calibrating with everything that we've been doing in Best Life, and also everything that's been expanded upon by Abraham in the Abraham Nows that are happening on a tri-weekly basis. And it's just this understanding of just minding your own business. And what I mean by that is focusing on what feels good to you. And if you're watching this and you're going, yeah, but they should know better, consider that you don't have to be so nitpicky. I saw a video today and it made me chuckle because it was like, that's where the focus is? And that's okay if that's where the focus is, but I can say from someone that used to have that focus, it's really hard to be the beneficiary of the beautiful things that are in your life and in your vortex when you're nitpicking everything. But the video went to show these little girls, and they had dump trucks, like in the dirt, and then there was a big, like caterpillar mover, and I thought this was so brilliant because it had its little thing, and it brought the little shovel, or not the shovel, the giant shovel forward, and one of the girls kind of tapped on it, like good shovel, and then the guy, whoever was controlling this wonderful piece of machinery, was so delicate that he was able to dump little itty bitty piles of dirt into each one of the girls' little, dump truck cars. They couldn't have been bigger than like my head, these little trucks. And so it was like perfect, and the comments that were on the video were like, oh, this is amazing. Oh, this is so cute. Oh, this is so precious. And that was my feeling. And then there was one comment that's like, are you people all insane? How could you not notice that this is dangerous? Boy, if I was the city foreman, where's your focus? The fact is, nobody got hurt. The fact is, everyone was happy. The fact is that this guy was so brilliant with his machinery and so aligned that he was able to take a giant multi-ton piece of equipment and gingerly dump the perfect amount of soil or dirt, I couldn't tell what it was, into these girls' little dump trucks so that they could delightfully play with their dirt. That's alignment, you guys. But ask yourself, when I said that story, what were you focused on? Were you focused on how delightful that was? Or were you focused on, boy, yeah, that guy makes a good point. That's fine, but you get to decide where your focus is. My whole point of this is align and then. It feels so good for myself if I see stuff like that I don't agree with. I can align and then communicate. I do it with my relationships all the time. If I have something that comes up into my space, I don't just automatically be like, oof, well, I don't agree with that at all. I align and then I speak. I can see how that might be your preference. It's not mine, but it sounds to me like that's really helping you out. It just happened to me yesterday. It was so, so fun. I had this gal who was in my car, and we got in the subject of talking about breathing properly. I don't know how we got in the subject. But then she said, well, maybe you should tape your mouth shut to learn how to breathe through your nose properly. And I said, well, no, I don't. I'm not going to do that. That does not feel good to me at all. So I won't do that. And I'm being a bit dramatic, but it was awesome because I had such a visceral response to it. So I realized in that moment, oh, I had not aligned, and then. So then beautifully I acknowledged that I was what I had said, and I flowed forward, and very gently, with no change in the tone of my voice or the volume of my voice, I said to my customer, that's really cool that something like that's worked for you, though. I'm really glad that has. And she said, yeah, it sounds to me like you probably don't need that. And I'm like, yeah, it's not really my desire, but I'm glad that it's worked out for you. And we just together flowed forward. I didn't push up against her contrast. She didn't push up against mine. We just continue to feel and flow forward. So, seeing lots of good comments from Jen, so I'm going to go back here and read a few of them. When thoughts or beliefs come that don't match your desire, acknowledge it and then... I already said that, but I'm saying it again. When thoughts or beliefs come that don't match your desire, acknowledge it and then calibrate it to come into alignment with your desire, with who you really are. Yes, I read that before. Jen's also saying the law of attraction is always bring. Oh, the law of attraction is always bringing you what marches. Jen, I'm going to read what I think you meant to say. The law of attraction is always bringing you what matches your vibration. But it also does march into your vibration. Har, har, har. And then she's saying, appreciate your awareness of your feelings. All feelings are good and offering guidance. Yeah, every feeling is offering guidance, and every feeling is good. And that was a perfect example of, yeah, those feelings are marching into your vibration. Every feeling's good. So even when this came up and I had that visceral response, I had to laugh because I was like, oh man, that's good that in essence rattled my cage, that got my goat. Because when's the last time something really got my goat? Oh, wow. It's been a while. And so I was just able to acknowledge it and just flow forward. So it's align and then. Align and then. Align and then. Feel good and then. So again, like that example of that video, It's like, where's your focus? What are you putting your attention on? And this goes for everyone that's watching this too. When you guys are feeling and flowing, noticing the contrast, are you putting more of the emphasis and the attention on the contrast? Trying to go, well, why would somebody do that? Why would focus that? Or are you minding your business and going, yeah, but does it feel good to focus there? Do I predominantly feel the same way that this person feels? Am I really focused in a manner where I'm putting the emphasis on what I don't want as opposed to what I do want? Am I, in essence, in my own beautiful buffet of life? And even if someone doesn't like the food, that it's not going to magically show up on my plate unless I think that it could? Yeah. Just take that in for a second. And if that's the case, great. But guess what? You can continue to flow forward. You can continue to acknowledge and align with who you truly are. So, yes, matches, as she says. Well, good, Jen. I love it. I figured. I assumed, you know. And that's fun too, right? It's about understanding that, these human streams of consciousness, they're all good. Every one of them is good because we're here to take this on a case by case basis. Even just now, I had assumed that I knew what Jen was actually trying to write. But guess what? There were human streams of consciousness that I was taught never assume anyone because you make an ass out of you and me. Okay. Okay, I mean, that's true. But I also assumed where Jen wrote, appreciate your awarenesses of your feelings. All feelings are good. No, that's not what she said. The law of attraction is always bring what marches your vibration. I could have not assumed that and been like, yeah, Jen, I totally agree with what marches your vibration. But I know what she assumed to say was matches. And then she clarified it right here in the comments and says, yes, matches. So not all assumptions are bad necessarily either. Nothing in this universe is absolute. Well, that's not true. There is one thing that's absolute, law of attraction. Whatever you put your attention and focus on, you get, unbiasedly. It's not your mom, it's not your dad, it's not your brother, it's not your cousin, it's not your mentors, it's not your significant other. It's vibrational. Whatever you put your attention and focus on, you get more of. So, yeah. So yeah, it's all about aligning and then, right? Feeling and flowing and then, and delighting and then. So, yeah, I just kind of wanted to record this little video, a little shorter than usual, but it's because it's so simple. It's a really, really simple process and a really, really simple premises. Premise. Whatever. You know what I'm saying. Again, you can assume too the energy that I'm trying to convey as well. So with all of it though, continue to be gentle and delightful with yourself. Allow yourself to feel and flow forward. Decide which direction you want to flow in the direction of. Acknowledge it and then flow in that direction. So, yeah, I'm going to read this last comment here. Jen saying, decide to flow in the direction of what feels good to you. Yeah, so guys, decide to flow in the direction of what feels good to you. Next time you'll see me, I'll have a different haircut. Why? Because that's what feels good to me. Why? Because I've aligned and then. So is your living and flowing in your beautiful life align with what feels good to you and then flow into what feels good next. So I love you guys so, so much. Until we speak again, this is Super Dave with Best Life saying may you continue to live and love your best life with Best Life. Thanks. Bye.